Here's what I need you to do. I need you to get a protractor and an old-fashioned paper map. Need to put the pointy end of the protractor on New Brunswick, New Jersey, then draw a 900 nautical mile radius around it. Because if you live within that circle, you need to come see Jay Black performing at the Stress Factory in New Brunswick, July 26th. That's a Wednesday. You got nothing going on a Wednesday. Come see me, Jay Black, performing. You can go to jblack.tv for tickets. That's jblack.tv. Or really, you're on your app. Just look in the app. There's a link in there. Just go to the link. Just click it. Come see me in New Brunswick. We're going to have such a blast. Hey, everybody, and welcome to the TV show. I'm Jay Black, and normally I'm joined by Angelo Cataldi and Rhea Hughes. But as you may have heard from last week's episode, I am currently on a cruise. Well, I'm not currently on a cruise. I'm recording this before my cruise, but it's hard to record with Angelo and Rhea on the cruise because the internet moves like it was 1996 on a boat. So they're off for 2 weeks, going on and living full lives while I entertain old people in the Bahamas. So what I decided to do was last week I interviewed my daughter, Annabelle Black, which, by the way, last week, let me introduce this week's guest. This week's guest is the mother of Annabelle Black, Mrs. Black, my wife. First name, I never got around to asking. I'm pretty sure it starts with a hard consonant. Oh, Kristina. Yeah. Kristina Black joining me this week. Annabelle, last week, it was the highlight of the podcast, said, I don't know if you know this or not, Dad, but Joey from Friends taught me about sex. What? Yeah. She said she learned what sex was from Joey on Friends. I don't think she learned, like, the mechanics of it.
Wait. I'm sorry. Tell me about this.
No, she just said that she watched Friends, and she's like, I don't know if I ever told you this or not, Dad, but that's where I learned what sex was from Joey on Friends.
I'm just curious about what she learned. How do you know it's correct?
It was Joey. I don't know. I mean, maybe she's going to marry an Italian guy who goes, how you doing? And she's going to be, that's what it is. That's what I was told. But this week I have my wife on, and my wife is, I would say, the number one TV watcher in the family. Well, no, you are. Like, you love TV. And what I mean by that is Annabelle, Keen, me, and Penny, our three kids and myself, watch a lot of YouTube, watch a lot of, little short stuff. You like TV. You like the full episode, old school TV. You're watching, I came in to record this. You were watching the Great British Bake Off as I walked in.
Holiday edition.
You watch, I think it's fair to say, a ton of trash television. You like stuff that you don't have to think too hard about.
I don't listen to it. The trashiest was probably Love is Blind, but I don't think I continually...
No, but like if there's something that...
Are you calling the British Bake Off trash?
God, no.
Okay.
If this gets back to Noel Fielding, Noel, we love you in this family, Noel. We're in bed right now, by the way, and it's not sexy at all. My wife is laying down, and I want to get this recorded. So you love television. You love reality TV. You watch a lot. You were the one who said that Rhea's choice for instant, was it home makeover? Or
Dream Home?
Instant Dream Home. That was your favorite.
That was great.
You really like that. What are some shows that you're watching right now? What are some suggestions that you have to the great people that listen to this podcast?
What are we focusing on? TV shows, movies?
Do you know what I do? Do you know what this podcast is called?
It's a TV show.
It's called The TV Show. Now, you can talk about a TV movie, but how did you not know what my show was? Have you listened to an episode?
Yes.
You've not listened to one episode, have you? Be honest. Let's hope that Angelo is not listening right now. He's going to fire you from being my wife. So you watched, you wanted to talk about a movie. What movie did you recently watch? It is the Christmas season.
No, it's the TV podcast. I can stick to TV.
It's a TV movie that's on Netflix. Thank you for caring so deeply about what my television podcast is about. What's the movie that you watched?
I really like Spirited on Netflix.
And it's not on Netflix.
On Apple.
Apple. I know this because I was telling people to watch, and they were like, I think it's on Apple TV. And I got very uppity, and I was like, no, it is on Netflix.
No, it's on Apple.
I know. They showed me it was on Apple, and then I felt
Who'd you get uppity about?
My aunt and uncle at Thanksgiving.
Oh, that's embarrassing.
Very embarrassing, especially since I have a TV podcast. Apparently none of them knew, though. my wife was like, so what's Jay up to? I have no idea. So what did you like about Spirited? What was good about the show?
It's probably the best Christmas movie I've seen since Elf.
The best since Elf?
Mm-hmm.
Really? Are you including Christmas Prince 1, 2, and 3?
Are you talking about Switch?
Christmas Switch 1,
Princess Switch?
2, and 3?
I am.
Are you including Lindsay Lohan in My Face Looks Different? The new Christmas movie? Are you including that one?
I might be.
The new Lindsay Lohan movie, Don't Do Meth.
I know.
It's not going to turn out well for you. So you really liked it. I watched it. I'm going to say I liked it.
You didn't sit down and watch it all the way through.
I did. I watched it all the way through with our son. I liked it. Did not love it. I liked it.
Seriously.
So here's my issue with it. I'm going to tell you my issue. You ready? It felt small. Here's what I mean. Like, for instance, it's a musical, right? Mm-hmm. The musical numbers all feel like they're done on green screen or in a very enclosed environment. Like, for instance, there's at one point Will Ferrell is singing about how he's unredeemable, mm-hmm. right? Or he's worried he's unredeemable. Mm-hmm. And there's people behind him dancing, mm-hmm. but they're just holding flashlights.
I thought that was cool.
Well, it looked kind of neat, but and there was a part of my brain that was like, they're holding flashlights. It's a dark room, and they're all holding flashlights. That's not like a big production number. That's like something they would have done in the 70s.
Are you kidding? The synchronized flashlights was amazing.
It was neat. I'm just saying it.
You thought it was a green screen?
No, it looked small. That's all I'm saying. It did not look like a big production. It looked like
the budget was on that. There were so many extras. Did you see Good Afternoon?
I did see Good Afternoon. I thought there was a lot of extras. You know what? I'm going to peg the budget $60 million. That's going to be my budget. I think it sold itself as a $100 million movie. Tried to get by on 60.
I have to say, you are wrong.
I've been wrong once before.
I've been wrong a lot.
That's right. You've been wrong about the title of my podcast and what we do here. No, but don't get me wrong. I liked it. Here's my other problem with it. You ready? It's a musical.
Okay.
Ryan Reynolds, Will Ferrell, not great singers. Now, you think Ryan Reynolds...
Was Ryan Reynolds singing?
You think Ryan Reynolds is a good singer because you have been bamboozled...
And a good dancer.
You've been bamboozled by his good looks, and I get it. I think Sofia Vergara is a great actress because I've been bamboozled. I've been bamboobled.
I know, I was going to say.
But you're watching Ryan Reynolds, and I think in your brain you're like, oh, that guy's so hot. And then later on, your brain, as women do, your brain goes, he's a good singer too.
And
what a great dancer. Yeah, I don't think he is.
And funny.
And he is pretty funny. He's not as bad as Chris Hemsworth. Chris Hemsworth is...
What do you mean bad?
Well, he's legitimately very funny, Chris Hemsworth, and it drives me nuts. I hate it because he also looks like Thor. And it's like, don't take that from me too, Thor. You know, don't steal funny from me. I mean, he's not as funny as me. Don't get me wrong, but still funny. But other than that, I thought it was really good. I thought it was an interesting story. And, you know, it had that feel of, you know, a Ryan Reynolds movie. I did like Will Ferrell in it, doing his Will Ferrell thing. He was toned down a little bit. He wasn't like nutto Will Ferrell. But I liked it. You, however, loved it. What did you love so much about it?
Is this the whole podcast where someone says what they like and you just put it down and then tell you...
I asked the listeners of this podcast right now to tell me whether or not I put down the show. I did not. I said I liked it. I didn't love it, and here's why I didn't love it. That's all I said. I'm
done talking about that. Can we just talk about British Bake Off and how amazing that is?
All right, so let's switch over to the Great British Bake Off. This season, I think you and I both agree, hashtag justice for Janusz.
Oh, my gosh. That's a rough one. I disagree. I love that show, but I disagree how the voting is because it's day to day.
So if you haven't seen it, you know, it's 10. Is it 10 or 12? How many British people do they bring in?
I think it's 10 episodes. I don't know. Well, no, it's
no. The number of.
I think it's like 12.
It's British people. They come in. They had one this year named Janusz, who was fantastic, very colorful. Very interesting guy, always had interesting bakes. And there was this other guy, what was his name? The one that should have lost to him. Had good flavors that
Sandro?
Sandro. So we were Team Janusz.
I like how you say good flavors because, like, You're trying to sound like you know what you're talking about.
Yeah, I watch this show. I know what I'm talking about. But what my wife is referring to is the philosophy of the show is you don't get judged on the entirety of your time there. You get judged week to week. Mm-hmm. So Janusz crushed it for like 8 weeks. Mm-hmm. And then in the second to last one, right before the final, he kind of whiffed. And Sando?
I think it was
Lando Calrissian?
Sandro
Calrissian did not get in. Got in. Mm-hmm. I think.
And Abdul.
Both Abdul and Sandro slid in under the radar, while Janusz, just like last year when Jurgen, the German juggernaut, same situation. I feel like I wonder, do they do that to generate a little bit of conversation about it?
I think we've stumbled on a conspiracy theory.
Do you think it's that plus QAnon? Do you think the two of them work together?
J-names?
J-names? Janusz and Jurgen?
Yeah.
I'm going to go on, and my name will be Jay.
And you'll unfairly get kicked off, Jay?
I will get kicked off in the first episode because they will realize, 1, I'm not British, and 2, I do not know how to bake.
3, you just want to talk to Noel the whole time.
I have a weird man crush on Noel, and it's not even a crush. It's not like there's any kind of tension there. Here's the thing with me and Noel. He's just so gentle. He's just he just talks so gently like this.
Gentle.
He's just a sweet spirit.
I feel like gentle would lead to like a sexual thing. I mean,
let's not make it weird.
No, you made it weird when you said he's gentle.
No, it's just
to be a gentle lover.
No, listen. Here's my biggest fear in life. Mm-hmm. Okay, my first biggest fear, of course, is bear attack. My second biggest fear, though, is Noel. No, I could beat up a shark.
Okay.
Did you know that I have a theory I could beat up a shark because I'm smarter than a shark, and I'm pretty sure I could beat up a bear too. I mean, if I'm being honest. Like, what I would do is, here's what I would do. Ready? I'd feint with my left. Mm-hmm. So the bear was thinking I was throwing a punch. Mm-hmm. And when the bear went to duck, hit him with an uppercut. That's what I would do.
And what would you do with the shark?
Same thing. I'd feint, and the shark would be like, oh, no, he's swinging at me. And he would duck. And when he ducked, I'd hit him in the nose with an uppercut.
I feel like the water would slow down your uppercut.
Well, I mean, it wouldn't be as fast as the bear. Yeah. But still, I think I could beat up a shark and bear. Now, if the shark and bear teamed up, probably not.
Okay. Then are they in water?
Well, I don't know how they would do it. Maybe the shark's wearing like a suit so it could survive on land, or the bear's wearing like a sandy squirrel thing from SpongeBob. Listen, you're getting me off track. But my biggest fear with in the human world is that Noel turns out to be an Ellen DeGeneres type monster.
Never.
You say that, but we wouldn't think that Ellen was like that either, did we? You thought that Ellen was a monster back in 2004? You did not. You thought she was America's sweetheart just like I did. Yes, you did.
No, I never thought she was America's sweetheart. I thought she was nice, but do you really, really look at her and you're not like, I'm surprised?
No, I'm not 100% surprised.
Yeah, okay.
No. But I am pretty surprised that she turned out to be that level of monster. Like, don't look at me, monster. Like, if there's like a report that Noel Fielding threw a cup of coffee at an intern because it was not the right temperature, I don't know if I could live in this world anymore.
Well, why bother being famous if you can't throw a cup of coffee at an intern?
Now, here's one thing I would do. I'd throw a cup of coffee at a bear. If the bear was coming at me, I'd throw a cup of coffee at it.
Would you feign left?
Well, the bear would duck out of the way of the coffee, hit him with an uppercut. That bear's going down. All right, so this is, I got to be honest, Annabelle went a little bit longer than you, but that's okay.
I wasn't done. Okay, you're wrapping me up.
What else you got to say?
We didn't even talk about the British Bake Off.
All right, so what do you like about the British Bake Off?
I was going to say that Maxie, I thought, was also...
Who's Maxie?
She was the girl, real pretty girl with braids.
Do you think that Paul Hollywood hits on the pretty girls a little bit? I get the sense that he does.
No.
Like when he goes over to talk to him, I always feel like he's kind of sauntering up there.
I think he saunters to everybody. He has beautiful eyes.
Yeah, it's what everybody talks about. But here's the thing. I've noticed he's got a real big belly, real tight jeans. I think he's wearing those jeans like way low.
Do you think Prue hits on people?
Prue? No, she's just drunk old lady.
She's great.
Prue
What do you think about Matt?
The bald guy? Growing on me.
Okay.
It was tough the first few seasons when that lady left. Mm-hmm. What was that lady's name?
See, you don't even remember.
What was her name?
I don't know.
She looked like she was carved from old
Sandy?
clay. Sandy.
Yeah.
When Sandy left, it was tough. I do like Matt. At first, he felt a little obnoxious, but, Noel does a good job of sanding the edges off. Taking someone who might be obnoxious and just making them a little bit nicer.
Okay.
I wonder if Noel could do that for you. Bring Noel in, maybe you'd be a little bit more pleasant. Stop yelling at me so much. Is that your favorite show that you watch?
I think so.
It's just like so relaxing and pleasant.
It's as my brother would say, it's like a warm hug.
Yeah.
Just get to enjoy it.
Here's a question.
Yeah.
It's a cold hug. Like if you're hugging a vampire.
Whoa.
You
don't give the best.
I'm going to be honest with you. I feel like people are going to write in about this episode.
A shark hug? I don't know.
You know what I do? That's what I do with my wife. I go to hug her, and she goes to hug me, hit her with an uppercut. She never sees it coming. And she gets upset. She's like, why'd you uppercut me? And I said, practice him for the bear. If a bear attacks, you don't want... Or shark. Or shark bear. It's great. It is a great show. It is a very warm and loving show. Now, I was talking last week with Annabelle about the Enola Holmes. You were a fan of Enola Holmes, right?
Oh, they were great.
And anything else that you watched that you enjoyed? Like you would like to... Did you like Love is Blind Season 3?
I did.
What do you like about that? Is it just the ridiculousness of it?
It's the ridiculousness of it, but it's also how you buy into it. And then when in the beginning you're like, oh, these people are going to stay together forever. And then they see each other and then cell phones come into it. And it's just, I do not watch a lot of reality show.
You used to, though.
No, I didn't.
You used to watch Real Housewives.
I've never watched Real Housewives. I've never watched the Kardashians.
You watched Below Deck.
I never watched Below Deck.
You watched Below Deck, the Kardashians.
All I watch, reality-wise, is like house shows and cooking shows and Love is Blind. And The Ultimatum. I did watch The Ultimatum, but that was not very good.
Right, what was The Ultimatum?
That was like marry me or else, and then you got to go with other couples for like a month.
Oh, that sounds horrible.
Yeah, it wasn't great. They
should do a show called Married, where it's like married couples just go places and they do nothing. It's like they go like, what's going on? What's up with Jay and Chris? And it cuts to us, and we're just like watching TV. And they're like, Jay, Chris, what's happening? It's like, oh, nothing.
Yeah, nothing.
No, the kids aren't here, so we're catching up on TV. Well, aren't things getting steamy? On Love is Blind Season 3, which we're watching together.
Super steamy.
My goodness. So I guess the point of every episode of the TV show is this. Don't have children. And watch as much TV as humanly possible.
I disagree with that message.
Okay. Well, here's the...
We need to unpack that a little.
Here's the real message.
Okay.
Feign left. And when the shark ducks, uppercut. Guys, thanks for joining us. We'll be back to regular scheduled program next week. This is just my cruise fill-ins. I want to thank last week's guest, Annabelle Black, which, believe it or not, magic of podcasting, we recorded literally 8 seconds ago. And I'd like to thank this week's guest, Kristina Black, who you know what? Here's the cliffhanger. Will we still be married next week when we're here with Angelo and Rhea? Thanks for joining us, and thanks for putting up with these bottled episodes, and I'll see you next week.